I got to get right to it with you. I just do. I'm sorry. I saw your tweet. A weird coincidence has just occurred, according to sources or according to Wendell. Hunter Biden's $49,910 monthly rent matches a deposit at the House of Sweden related to Hunter Biden's venture with CEFC, China Energy Company. That is the exact amount that, Hunter Biden paid the big guy, Joe Biden. What do you make of this? What's going on here?
So Wendell is my reporter at Breitbart, and we were talking about this story. It's based on documents that were on a laptop, based on emails from the laptop from hell. And we were talking about it, and you're just trying to make sense of all these documents that are flying around and what everybody's claiming on official documents, by the way, which doesn't necessarily mean anything in this case when you have Biden immunity. But it's like you're just following like this trail of bullshit, basically, and trying to nail down, like, when everyone involved is a liar, how do you make sense of anything? So this story, to be honest, as the editor of it, I am ashamed to say this, but I'm not totally sure what it means, because it's just a fact. So we have uncovered a fact that, so just to kind of like put it in context, Joe Biden has classified documents in his garage, right, with his Corvette. We found out that this week. He has these documents in this garage. Then it comes out that actually Hunter Biden owns that house. Hunter Biden is listed as the owner of that house where this Joe Biden claims is his house. So Joe Biden claims that the documents were in his house, and Hunter Biden happens to be the owner of that house. Then it's also revealed that Hunter Biden was paying rent to live in that house, apparently. And there is a discrepancy between what Hunter Biden claims to be paying in rent to Joe Biden to live in the house that Hunter Biden allegedly owns, and what Joe Biden is claiming on his taxes he collected in rent for that year. So the number is $49,910. So, okay, weird set of facts that we know that don't hang together. And then what we found yesterday was that same very specific number, $49,910, is the amount that Hunter Biden was paying in rent to House of Sweden during the same year, which is the office space that he was renting for himself, his partners in CEFC, China Energy, and Joe Biden post-vice presidency office, which they were all sharing. So what do you make of that? I don't know. It's a lot of facts that we know are claimed to be true that don't hang together and don't make sense. But I don't know. So I don't know. What does that mean? Does it mean that Hunter Biden was paying his father, I don't know what to make of it, because he was paying House of Sweden that money, and that's an official place for the money to be, but then apparently saying that he was actually paying his father rent to live in the house he owns, which is a weirder story than just sticking with this is the rent for House of Sweden office. It's very strange. These people make absolutely no sense because they're all liars. It's like, Judge Judy used to say that if it doesn't make sense, it's not true. And that's kind of where we are right now. I don't know what to make of it.
When I asked a neighbor, not a neighbor actually, I live on a lake, and I live on the poor side of the lake. I live on the last house before, it's a big lake, it's a long lake. So I have a friend who lives in maybe the best house. It's in the other town. I live in Indy, he lives in Fishers, it's way over there. So I saw him and I go, hey, look, you got the biggest, all this stuff. What would rent be at your house? I understand Delaware probably is better than an exclusive house on a lake in Indiana. He goes, I could probably get $15,000 a month.
Right.
That's a lot. $49,000 to rent a house that you already own? Come on, Emma.
Well, that's another thing that is what? I mean, I live in New York City. I live in one of the pricier neighborhoods in New York City. Okay. For $50,000 a month, there isn't even something that nice probably on the market in this neighborhood for that much. And that's an apartment.
No!
The nice apartments in New York City are $30,000 a month, max. Like 50,000 a month is a number that's not even heard of. It's a number that doesn't make sense. None of this makes sense. They're liars. They're liars. That's it. It's like, I feel stupid kind of trying to unpack this with you because it's like, you're just grappling with something that isn't true anyway. So what's the point of this conversation? But we have to have it, obviously. He's the president and this, everybody in media is having this conversation right now, but it's like two crazy people talking to each other. Because none of this makes sense. None of this is real. It's a smokescreen, and we're talking about smoke in a smokescreen.
Speaking of smoke, I want to get into the mayor of New York in a minute, but I want to go back to something you said, because you slipped this in on me, and I'm a good listener. My wife will tell you, both of our second marriage, she goes, I've never met anybody that listens like you do. Biden immunity. You slipped that in on me, woman. I caught it. Walk me through Biden immunity.
Well, it's, who among us, okay, will get away with this? And these are I'm going to start from small crimes to big crimes, or what appear to be small crimes to big crimes. Like, I'm just a journalist, not a lawyer, but with my very narrow experience observing the world, who gets away with lying on a firearms form to illegally obtain a weapon, that weapon getting thrown in the garbage by your girlfriend in a public trash can, being retrieved by a random stranger and turned in, the police knowing about it, and then all of a sudden the whole case disappearing? One. Two, who gets away with being an open crack user who writes about it in a book and never pursued? Who gets away with doing business with the Chinese Communist Party, being transferred millions of dollars, tens of millions of dollars from the Chinese Communist Party, from oligarchs in Eastern Europe, and that never being an item of conversation? Who gets away with accepting a diamond from the Chinese Communist Party for which you don't pay taxes, a lawyer learning about it in your divorce case, and still never hearing about it from the IRS, or at least as far as we know, doesn't appear to? Who gets away with all of that and then starts an anonymous art selling business totally publicly and never has the tires kicked on that either, which, by the way, is one of the more well-known ways to launder money?
Hey, thanks for watching Don't At Me with me, Dan Dakich. Make sure to like, subscribe, or click the notification bell for more of my beautiful face. Check out my full show to my right, or watch this other video. See ya.